Well,
Good morning and welcome to Moopsy Science Theater 2.4K. For what
what?
is. You didn't see that we changed the title? This was a suggestion from Satalia.
Oh, I remember now. I just forgot that it's happening.
Good morning, Cookie the Great Eminence. I can talk there. Taz and Chris and Id are with us this morning here in chat. Hope you all had a nice day off yesterday if you had the day off.
Yesterday was Sunday. It's always a day off, isn't it?
No, my son works Sundays. This is a very rare Sunday off for him. They give them the option of working on Sunday, but as they remind them, nobody's going to be out shopping. Everybody's going to be with their family, especially if the weather's nice. So you can have a
Right.
holiday.
Well, I had a nice 4 days off because I just needed to take my fluffer to the vet on Friday and just didn't go to work. And today I'm off because it's still a holiday. It's
I
actually Wet Monday, as we call it. We have this old tradition. I think it's even older than Christianity, honestly. That on Well, it just kind of stuck to the Monday of Easter, to the Easter Monday that we pour water on people. Like,
yes, I'm looking at here.
yeah,
I can't say it. Um,
Śmigos Dengos, yeah.
yeah, that one. Poland's
Yep,
National Water Fight Day.
literally.
Actually,
It
apparently,
kind of died down.
it's in some parts of Eastern and Southern Europe as well. Hungary, Ukraine, etc., etc.
Yeah, yeah, because it's all around the same Slavic roots and traditions. As I say, I think it even predates Christianity arriving here in like 900 AD. So it
Yep,
probably is an older
yep.
tradition, but it just got stuck itself to the first Easter Monday, sorry, not Easter Monday, basically. I remember the times, and that was like 15 years ago, let's say, when I moved out of my parents' place, and it was a day that I would never even stick my nose out of the apartment because you could literally be poured water on by
Oh yeah,
total strangers, kids, usually
yeah.
teenagers,
That's
uh, who would just pour it all over you from a balcony, from a window. They will jump out of you from a corner, and you'll be all wet. And that was one of the days I would never come out of my apartment. I did have a dog then, so it
oh
was.
yeah. Man kann get the flu for
I
sweat.
didn't have to, so I didn't have to. I would just open the window because it's usually nice. It's nice right now. But like today, I have no issues. Like 15 years on, and it just died. I remember in the 90s, it was awful. Like my mom would have been afraid to go to church
Wow.
or anything like it, or just leave the house too. But they would pour water over anyone. They wouldn't care. They wouldn't ask. They wouldn't look. They would still pour water first, look later. But it kind of died in the public space. It's just no longer here. I mean, I'm sure people do that at home, like to relatives, just like a little bit of fun. Water pistols are a big
Yeah,
thing around
that's what
this
I
time of
just saw
year.
in this
Water
little article.
pistols, the egg-shaped squirt thingies that you fill them with water and you squirt water on, and they're shaped like an Easter egg.
Well, it's
Because
appropriate.
yeah, they look pretty cute, and they used to be in all kind of colors, and like they would have these perforated shapes resembling like different drawings and stuff. I remember that as a kid. It was a big thing. But now in the public space, it's not much
Well,
red anymore. I guess we just outgrew the tradition.
could be. Maybe because you're in the city too, and it's just like, oh, don't do that to me.
No, they wouldn't care. It
Oh,
would still happen in the city. It would still happen
huh.
in the city. It would happen anywhere. I mean, I live in a big city. It used to have around 1 million people. Right now, it's about 800, 700,000 because people just moved out. But just generally, a lot of people died out, I guess, after the 80s and 90s.
Speaking of,
But yeah.
the Pope has passed.
Yes, that's
Yep.
what sorry, Chris was just saying. So as I put it, I hit my news feed first thing when I'm getting on. It was not in my news feed at all. I had to Google it to find it.
Yep.
7:35 a.m., which takes it like,
1:35 here.
yeah.
Yeah, middle of the night. It's
You know,
still,
like
it's been 5 hours. You'd expect somebody would have had that ready. But nope. Nobody, nope. Just little YouTube
all our news feeds are
news
all
comments.
about it.
So,
Even Twitter is all about it. Yes, I can see.
one of the Cardinals passed away in Chicago, 3 decades ago. And it was all over the news. And I had to call one of the channels about something unrelated. They're, well, we can't do that right now. The Cardinals died. I'm like, who? So and so.
Priorities, right?
I had no idea. I guess this guy was, everybody knew him.
Maybe he was a prominent cardinal. You never know.
He was apparently, and yet here I am in downtown Chicago and had never heard of him. Or maybe I had in passing, but didn't register.
Well, if you're not religious, then that kind of information passes by you, right?
Yeah, I was just...
I wouldn't know if I didn't open Twitter this morning.
It wasn't even
I
in my
don't
Twitter,
read the
so...
news. I don't have TV, so I don't watch news there. So it would have slipped my mind. I mean, my awareness maybe more than mind.
Well, would you guys like to do anything?
Yep, I need to repair hull space.
Okay.
Hull space? What?
Needs to repair hull in space.
Ah, okay. Well, they haven't done my counterpoint, but I don't want to expose you to it if you don't want to.
We can do counterpoint.
I
That's
know
fine.
you love it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's one of your favorites, isn't it?
Yeah, but we can do it. It's no problem.
Are you
Id, you
freaking
got
kidding
anything
me?
you want to do? Need to do?
Well, I just rerolled twice because I had 2 tokens, and it granted me all the stuff on ground. Frick off! I'm not gonna do it.
Don't do it then.
You have repair hulls in space as well.
I had ground
Terrible.
damage, ground healing, and kill Borg the other morning.
I have
I'm like,
captains on ground, which I'm not doing, and kill 60 Gorn on Nimbus, which I'm not doing because that will take half of the day. No,
Yeah.
no, thank you.
Yeah.
Because the map is going to be overpopulated. It's holiday season, so probably not going to have a lot of players.
Nope, it was really bad yesterday. I'm going to hit counterpoint, though, for you.
Oh, if you want
We
to,
will?
sure. We have a wee
We
word.
will.
Yeah, I'm more devastated over the stuff that happened in The Last of Us Season 2's Episode 2 than of the Pope anyway, so... Kinda knew it's coming, but I was still... Ugh. You know, when they kill off a character that you just gone fond of, and it's like, oh no. And it's not like Game of Thrones when you get kind of numb and you get used to it when they continuously kill off a character. So yeah. Fluffer, are you gonna eat your breakfast today, or should I just freeze
Speaking
it?
of, both of the fluffers just came up here. Hey, girls.
Well, mine is just lying on his side, being very lazy and very unwilling to eat.
Well,
You know, he had a stomach thing the other day, so...
yeah.
Plus, I pulled out a massively overfed tick out of his hair, and I'm
Ooh.
like scared over whether it didn't leave anything, like a sickness or something. I did have a pill in emergency, which should prevent him from getting any more. So I've given him that. Because none of the other stuff drops, no. Colors, no. I bought a collar that was highly recommended. People said, "Oh no, they will stay away from him." And I'm like, the next day, I pull out a tick out of his face,
Well, it...
right next to the collar, and I'm like, "Excuse me."
my daughters get
And I'm-
pills once a month, and
Yeah.
the
yeah,
ticks land on
pills
them,
is-
try and bite, and they're like, "Ew," and leave.
And that they get poisoned and die. Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally. My dog becomes poisonous to ticks. Yeah. And I have to do to a very specific one because he has a very fragile, no, sensitive stomach. And I just can't give him anything that lasts longer. But yeah.
By the way,
A
we
lot
were
of those
doing
pills exist.
this last night, and I guess the team knew what they were doing because they closed 26 portals.
Wow.
Yeah.
You need like what, 5?
Then they didn't do anything with the ferrying people back and forth. They just kind of went over there and shot things. But 26 portals was good. We got our 7, so we're good. So it's been raining a lot here to the extent that my lawn is growing in places, but mostly it's molding. I have a moldy backyard.
Ew. That's
Mhm.
gross. Well, meanwhile, we have a forest fire in one of our nature
Ooh,
reserves here in Poland because it's so dry. I can't remember even last time I saw a downpour of rain for longer than 5
Yeah,
minutes.
it's all here. We've alternated between extremely dry weather, like last year was super dry. This year, super
We
wet.
constantly have dry weather a few years in a sequence.
Mm-hmm.
It's awful. Because, you know, it's dry, and when it's dry, it gets even hotter than it normally would. And the foliage isn't really doing anything, because, like, the grass is yellow-gray, yellow-dry.
Yeah.
So it's not even, like, absorbing the heat in the city, so... Quite awful. Not fond of it.
First year I moved here, it rained almost every night, but the days were dry and sunny. Not bad. Kind of high humidity and therefore really uncomfortable, but okay, fine. After that, it went back to more dry, kind of less rain. This year we're going cooler and rainier.
I was meaning to ask Taz, are you on your new computer already, or...?
Yeah. He's on his new computer. We went
does
out
it make
joy.
does it make the games cry that it's just too good for them?
Yes.
We went out joyriding on Saturday night after the show.
Oh?
Yep, we went out and did a patrol. Yeah, I don't remember that word. And so you got 24.
Just don't tell me you did patrol the neutral zone border. We don't have that anymore.
No. We'd done the evening playing TFOs, and I'd gotten a new ship leveled from 0 to like 0.8 over the course of all the TFOs.
Ouch.
And Taz is like, oh, it doesn't matter, just a ship. The Ferengi Grand Nagus.
Oh, the one that they gave away
Yeah,
for
giveaway
free.
ship. On that account, because I don't have very many characters and I don't have a lot of ships, I thought, yeah, let's get those up to speed. Get them done. And I kind of like it, so I may turn that into a proper ship for that tune. Though I do have some ships I bought for it.
We're gonna do it pull of a trick onto Tarek Nor. Works like a charm.
Though we did have the joy of a team that did not know how to kill Tarek Nor the other night again. Again.
Oh, come on. You just did it. Easy peasy Tarek Nor squeezy. Or should I say Lita squeezy?
So, Cookie the Great, how are you doing? I would like if they'd stop the time gate on this or make it 6 minutes or until you've taken over 50 assault teams or something like that.
Right? It's so awful that it's timer.
Well, if you changed it to have a thing like you get this as soon as you hit 50 teams over, people will then focus on that function of this rather than just randomly
Yeah,
PPing
because they
it.
would rather get it over with than extend it to the max.
Yeah, but also make it worth our while, give us a different incentive.
We conquered everyone else in our reality. Yours will fall.
Or at least give us a different parameter. So you look at Swarm and you've got things you have to do. Then you've got to defend lanes and the lanes change. Then they throw a hive at you. As opposed to just shoot one target and haul people back and forth.
Yeah, well. It's really hard to rework the CFO to, like, keep it the same way as
Well,
it was initially, but...
Give us back the ability to keep trouncing Lita. Everybody
I
loved
think
that.
Yeah,
She
I think they
loved
weren't
it.
very keen on having that, so I'm not sure if they would be keen on...
Well, there had to
Thinking
be a
that would
reason they
count.
took it away.
Probably because it's something Jones 1 probably didn't like people toying with Lita.
Who didn't like it?
Someone, I don't know, someone on the team.
Oh, it wasn't Chase. She loved it.
Who?
Chase Masterson.
Something cynical in me states it was every time she said it,
They
she
had to
got
pay or
royalties
something.
for it. Yeah.
It could be something that basic.
Maybe it was money.
Yep.
Every time she says it, they have to pay her.
Yeah, but they could just take out the TFO. They've got enough. That would be
Well,
nice
they
if
will
we
not
stopped
leak
getting
on the game.
more Borg TFOs. Non-Borg TFOs would be great.
Yeah, and not Terran, maybe. Like, can we just have some random things that aren't connected to like any particular storylines? Like, wouldn't it be cool that we could just get, I don't know, some obscure enemy from like a singular episode of TNG or Voyager or whatever?
Us
and
versus
just
the Husnak.
Bring it in. What?
Us
Yeah.
versus the Husnak. You get caught in a temporal inversion, you get sent back into time to when the Husnak were a thing, and you have to fight them to get back to your time.
Or like make a temporal anomaly and suddenly you just encounter them, and whilst it takes time to close the anomaly, you have to fight them off.
Yeah, I like that.
Something. Like completely random thing. Like it doesn't have to be connected to any story arc. There's not enough randomness. Everything needs to be connected to a storyline.
We need a story sort of like that one DS9 episode where he's jumping back and forth between the newspaper.
Yeah. Or a variation on parallels where every time you defeat them, it puts you into a different time frame and you have to defeat them with a slight variation.
We have that at Procyon 5.
No, it's the same enemies. They're just harder.
Is that at Procyon 5?
Isn't it? Yeah, that's Procyon 5. I'm thinking, so you defeat the Borg in this timeline and puts you into Gateway, but that Gateway you have to fight in not just an upgraded Borg, but the Borg are now aligned with somebody else or something else, or they have different weaponry.
Maybe with the changelings.
Yeah, you can have some fun with it. Doesn't have
Like
to be
a
tied to a
changeling
story.
faction that is like avenging Strike and Captain Vatic.
Our reinforcements will put you
Ooh.
in your place.
It's just something random, just like it doesn't have to bring out a story, it could just feed off of a story that's been left there hanging.
You don't even have
Like
to tell
we assume
much of
that
the
all of
story.
the changelings that were rebelled against the Federation that aligned themselves with the Borg are on the Shrike. But did they? Were they really? They had an entire operation running. There must have been some leftovers that would just want to avenge the
Oh.
Shrike camp.
Can we have a baseball minigame?
No?
That might be challenging, but I don't see why they couldn't write it.
You haven't seen
Don't
the
know where you're
last of
putting the
me.
weapons,
Funny.
though. Good morning, Cliff. Yes, we have seen the last of you for today.
Terra has been sent
Probably for 13 weeks, as far as I'm concerned.
Pretty longer. Yeah, something like, I don't know, an Orion syndicate attacking, like boarding a freighter convoy, and you're defending the convoy whilst like sending boarding party that is just fighting off the intruders on board already, and that just takes time, and you can't destroy like you can't let them destroy the freighter either, so you kind of protect it.
Yeah.
There could be so many ideas for just some random TFOs that aren't connected to anything big, and could still be fun and something a little bit more original than mindless pew pew, right?
Hmm.
Like we used to have those old exploration missions
Hmm.
where
Yeah,
you know go
like a
down you
survey.
yeah.
But like a TFO where you're getting a distress call from a planet that is just detected that there is an asteroid going their way and it's going to destroy them. You have no time to evacuate, so you got to work your way to destroy the asteroid or like pull it off. And it turns out to be, I don't know, a plan by a neighboring planet or system, something like it. It's just like there's so many ideas that have already been in Star Trek, but could be still like recycled and brought it to STO.
Yeah, no, you have to get everybody off a planet into a different location, and because it's a meteor going after them, it's actually a meteor shower. So instead of having to fight an enemy per se, you have to destroy all the asteroids before they can hit the freighters or you.
Yeah, like
There's a lot of ways you can
Like
play that.
like that strange New Worlds episode with the asteroid and the water and everything.
Hmm. There's no reason you can't have some fun with it. I'm going to take a super quick break here because I want to go put some hot coffee in my coffee cup. I'll be right back. And Cliff says, mindless pew pew. Yes. And I'm back. Yes, we do love mindless pew pew.
yeah,
What?
but we have enough mindless pew pew.
Yes. What next, my
There's
good
something.
people?
I completed all my endeavors in
Of
one
course you
go,
did.
so
I'm going to give you access to all my accounts, Taz, so you can do
Shocking.
mine for me.
Well, his computer should have no problem running it,
Yeah, I know. I
so
can
why
run in the
not?
background. Um, Ed, you got anything?
Nothing in particular, no.
Okay. Well, I have Undine ships in the battle zone, which we're not going to worry about, but I do have Herc frigates, so anybody up for the swarm?
yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
It's mindless pew pew. It meets the criteria. Hold on a second. Cliff, are you in the game, and do we need to send you an invitation? Cliff? Okay, Cliff's logging in, so we'll give him a moment to get here. I'm still looking at recreational vehicles for me and the doggers. Go driving around the world. And I saw one yesterday, which was small, very practical, and then I realized, oh my God, that's really small because there's a narrow walkway between the place where you sit and the eating living space. I'm thinking that doesn't look like fun. Or ouch! Oh no, I left the toaster on. Okay, not the Mucin. It says, oh no, not the in your sound effect.
Did it get cut off for you?
No, I can't quite hear it. It says, oh no, not the
Oh no!
what?
Oh no! I left the toaster on.
Okay, that's what I thought it said.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought it said, and I'm like, I must be mishearing that.
But
No.
isn't that the point of taking a bath? Is leaving the toaster on?
No. No. Leaving the toaster on is for artisanal audio.
I get it. It's just I couldn't quite make it out. I'm thinking that's what I'm hearing. That can't possibly be right
Why not?
because it's too funny.
It's always artisanal audio.
Mucin, I am not criticizing this in the least. It's hysterical. I just thought nobody else would be saying that. But no,
So,
that is an excellent
has
line.
everybody seen the Easter eggs?
Easter
What?
eggs?
Did you see the Easter eggs I sent you last night, Mom?
No.
You did, right?
The Easter eggs you sent me last night. Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, those, yeah, I responded to them. Yes, I did see the Easter eggs. Well, the eggs.
Aren't they great?
They are. Did you share that with everybody?
No, but I'll throw it into the stream chat channel
Yes.
just to share it with everyone.
These are wonderful Easter eggs.
Let me grab it.
While we're waiting
I'm
for
hoping that when we get done with this multiversal Borg situation,
Mm-hmm.
that the next arc has nothing to do with
Borg?
Borg or Terrans.
Yeah.
That would be nice. I'm kind of tired from both. I had to replace Scorpion's Abyss on one character yesterday who... high enough level character. It was
There we
so
go.
tedious. So, just on and on and on and on and on. And I'm like, I'm never going to replay this episode. Ever.
Yeah. Same here. Just can't.
Because you play
Scorpion's
ground.
Abyss, that's the one you get the
You get assimilated.
yeah, but you get the costume unlock from it, right?
I don't think so. I don't think there's a costume in that one. There could be. I didn't care. It's off the list. That is one of my few tunes that has all of them done. But if I do it again, I'm going to try and find a team that's willing to do it. Or I'll get all my tunes, as many as I can, together to do it and just get through it. But it was tedious space stuff. Then it was a lot of tedious ground. Lots of tedious ground. And I think that's the first time I hadn't done it as a team. Now I see why we do it as a team. But to think I have to do that on every tune. There's 51 more tunes that have to do it. Ugh.
There you go. I posted it in the stream chat channel.
Just go
Now
to stream.
everybody can enjoy
Everybody
it.
go to Stream Chat channel. Look at the Easter eggs.
Yeah, it's the best Stowe Easter egg that I could find.
Right. Picard one is too smiley.
There is that, but they're all kind of smiley. I noticed that Deanna,
Except for Worf.
Worf is great.
No, Deanna's great.
Cleavage. Deanna has cleavage.
Oh my god.
Yeah, all right. Everybody's here. I'm going to launch
It's
Swarm.
too funny.
It is good.
Woo?
Wee woo.
Yep.
Now I just have to wait like 2 more weeks. Or
For
something. May the 4th.
Ah, yes. May the 4th, the day that Monty Python and the Holy Grail will be in theaters. Or is that not what you were talking about?
No, I was thinking about more eggs.
Did you do those?
No.
Oh.
But I found some really good pictures of eggs. Because that wasn't the only one I found.
Given the price of eggs these days, I wasn't doing Easter eggs this year. I grudgingly bought a dozen to make cake yesterday.
How much are they like right
$6 a dozen, which actually is quite cheap. It's 50 cents an egg. But versus, because it usually has government subsidies, they can range from $2 a dozen to $3.50 a dozen on average, depending on the quality you want. However, I did find a guy a couple blocks away who has chickens.
Yeah, that's definitely cheaper than probably going to a store.
I mean, he could get what he wants to, but he's pretty much, yeah, we got extras here, have some eggs. Well, I can do something for you. Nah, it's fine.
I'm gonna give you a teaser already, Mom.
Okay.
There you go.
As soon as we get a break in the battle here, I will go take a peek.
They're great. Ooh.
So, as I've mentioned before, I used to be the head of a blood bank at the University of Chicago Hospitals, and in my front window I would do dioramas. And one of them was a giant Tyrannosaur. There was an away team mission, and all my next-gen action figures are down there, battling a giant Tyrannosaurus that was in the process of chomping up the chief. And it was great. It, great scenario, great scene, blood every place, which was nail polished so it would look nice and shiny. And what I didn't realize or remember until just recently was they actually wrote it up in the university newspaper as the lead article, "Blood drive for the chief." I'm thinking, what? Yep. So Star Trek gets into everything. Let's see. Let's get these guys going, and we'll get a moment's break. Oh, apparently I got all my swarmers that I needed to get.
Well done. The gem had up.
How many did you need?
30. No. 20? Whatever. Where did you put it? Oh, you sent it to me, Musin.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I got
That's
more,
pretty good.
but I also got the Addams Family,
Oh, that would be good.
the MCU, the Incredibles. Yeah, a lot.
I think I need to redo one of my tunes as Edna mode.
They got Minions. It's so good. Definitely. Oh, and don't
we missed
forget
one.
the Harry Potter ones.
Oh, I'm sure. I think we missed the one way down on the end. On the far west side. If anybody's over there. There we go.
Refugee ships heading down escape route Alpha. Protect them. The last of the refugees.
Why is there so much debris warping in?
Yeah, really.
There. Just,
I will look when we're done here. So somebody got smart this year. because eggs were expensive, they created a line of inexpensive plastic eggs with little tiny stuffed animals inside of them, all prepackaged and ready to go, and totally adorable. And cheaper than buying real eggs.
Wow, really?
Well, what, 50 cents an egg right now for
But-
real eggs?
Aren't you buying real eggs to eat them?
Well,
or to
for
s-
Easter, people buy eggs to decorate, and a lot of times they don't eat them because, each kid needs to decorate their own dozen eggs as opposed to each kid needs to decorate a egg. An egg? The egg. And usually at Easter, eggs go into the range of under $1 a dozen,
Refugee ship has
where you can
been
afford to
Because
do it.
egg starts with an E,
Mm-hmm.
it's an egg.
An egg.
head to escape route Beta.
Ye-
Protect the refugee ships.
If it starts with a vowel
Earth ships
sound,
spotted at
it's
escape
an
route
an.
Gamma.
If it starts
Get
with
over
a
there.
consonant sound, it's an uh.
Merc Dreadnought
But you've got dyed eggs, and then you've got like confetti or glitter eggs.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's an hour, right? Even though hour starts with an H.
Right, because it's the sound, not the letter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Confetti eggs, I can deal with. Glitter eggs, I'll hurt somebody.
Well, it all depends. Is it glitter on the outside or glitter on the inside?
It's glitter on the inside.
Ooh, that's mean.
Yeah.
So glitter is affectionately known as craft herpes.
Yep.
Because once you got it, you're never getting rid of it. Though I used to have fun on my front driveway, which was black asphalt back at my first house, my house. I would get fresh tar put down on it every couple of years and then poured cans of glitter on it so it would shine in the sun. And my neighbors were like, WTF? And then they're like, that's actually kind of cool. So everybody wound up having black and shiny glitter driveways.
Alpha, protect
We
them.
didn't have an HOA, by the way.
Earth ships
Hello?
spotted at
Hello?
escape route Gamma. Get over there.
Ja,
Yeah. I think Taz is talking to somebody
oh,
else.
tusen takk. Det kan jeg gjøre. Med en gang.
Houston,
Yeah.
I'm going to start calling you a particular Batman villain.
Speeding
Okay.
up the evacuation.
Oh.
Lanes will be utilized.
Yeah,
Wat,
Egghead.
Hey,
Oh, I thought Condiment King.
Escape route Beta. Protect the
Condiment King?
Condiment King isn't a Batman villain.
that
Well, he's
was
not
cool.
technically. Technically,
I-
Condiment King is the only one of his rogues gallery he's never defeated.
By any chance, do any of you ever see the villain hotline videos?
Yes.
I have to
Um,
go outside and meet my father.
Okay.
is it with that? Is it made by that blonde, dyed-haired guy?
No, it's made by middle-aged, kind of balding guy.
spotted at escape route Gamma.
And he's
Very
doing help desk support for villains.
I haven't run into that one then.
Refugee ships heading down escape route Alpha. Protect them.
Have you at least seen the HR videos for Star Wars?
Oh, maybe I have. The short ones where the lady from HR is walking around.
From HR?
Yep.
They're funny. Oh, they have one about making a staffing quota. Where it's like, yeah, everybody has to be included, and they're like, on the Death Star?
So, are these the ones where the lady's walking around at conventions?
She has walked around on conventions as
Okay.
Dolores, but she's sitting there in the Death Star. Somebody comes in and is like, yeah, you'll have to have a higher quota of people that need to be hired. It's funny because it's like you can't include everybody in the secret Death Star.
I like it when she's walking around conventions and writing up people and giving them warnings there.
First ship spotted at escape route Gamma.
But yeah,
Over
she
there.
did go around in her Imperial uniform
Mhm.
at a convention as the HR lady from her videos.
I have a feeling that nobody does the exit interviews at.
Yeah. How
With
do
so
you...
many companies, and maybe once I was asked about reasons, and they already knew that this is kind of cringe, but they were forced to do it.
Yeah, fortunately in the States there's no requirement to do the exit interview. They can ask.
It's like the 2-week notice. They're not going to give you 2 weeks notice when they're going to fire you.
Yep. I was interviewing for a job once, which I did not take. And the lady said, "Have you ever left a job without 2 weeks' notice?" I said, "Yeah, absolutely." "Well, is that fair to your employer? Can they fire me without 2 weeks' notice?" "Well, yeah, but that's different." "No, it's not. I fired them as my employer."
Here, even if they fire you,
Hmm.
they have to give notice by law.
Yeah, but your country's a whole lot different than it is here.
Yeah, we have workers' rights.
We have workers' rights too, but we also have at-will employment, which unless you have a contract that gives you different obligations and rules, the government ones
Yeah.
from your state apply. Which is where it gets fun,
Okay.
because we're right next to Illinois,
There-
and that
There
means...
is an instance where they can skip the 2 weeks notice.
Hmm.
That's during your initial 2 weeks when you're on probation still. But
So-
after that, they have to give notice.
Typical probation here is usually about 90 days. You can be dismissed without cause during that 90 days generally. It's not
Here it's only
advantageous
30.
for anybody. Yeast ESD is bright. Oh my god, that is bright. Alright, so now I have to go look at these things you just emailed me, all 8 million of them. Let's go down them here.
I also posted another public one for anybody who wants an egg from a different quadrant.
Ooh, The Incredibles is excellent.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
They're all excellent.
They're excellent.
Rather, excellent. Yeah.
Those are really good. Somebody's got talent.
Oh, you should see some of the ones that my mom did. She took duck eggs,
Mm-hmm.
punched a hole in them,
Mhm.
and like emptied them out, and then painted them up with oil paints, like little paintings.
Wow.
Ooh, they look good. But they're not Easter eggs or anything. They're just painted up eggs.
Mm-hmm. No, I have a collection of eggs because I like the shape, but some are crystal. A lot of them are quartz and granite, really pretty ones.
My mom has an egg made of jade.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sounds expensive.
Nowadays, yeah.
Oh no, I don't want that file. No, not that. Let's see.
It's not the most expensive version jade. Because, kind of cloudy.
Yeah, for inexpensive jade, you can get them starting at like 20 to $30. There's some pretty ones out there, but they're smaller. But even a big one with quality jade starts at $50.
Yeah, this one was like $350.
Yeah, it was probably better quality. These are, they're technically jade.
$3.50. Not $350.
Yes, I was going to say $3.50 isn't very much.
But we bought it years ago. Like, more than 2 decades ago.
I do want to go back to New Zealand and get my son another piece of jade since I bought him a jade pendant when I was there. But it was
Love jade. I wish I had more stuff.
Come to New Zealand with me. We can go mountain climbing and find jade. Not at the same time.
Here, let me just put my kidney on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Tell me about
one
it.
of the things that raised the price of jade objects, specifically tiny little jade Buddha pendants, was the Rambo movie.
Really? Why?
Yeah, he wears it. He wears that
Oh.
jade pendant thing with the little Buddha.
Because there's nothing that says peace and tranquility better than Rambo.
Yep. But the pendant he wore, that specific Buddha design
Mm-hmm.
in jade, that went up in price like skyrocketing just right after the movie because everybody wanted a little jade Buddha pendant at the time.
I totally believe that.
I remember because I wanted one and I had to make do with a plastic one
Well, you can
because a
get one
real one
now.
was too expensive. And now I don't care anymore.
Well, I went through this whole thought process when my husband passed away. You can have ashes, human ashes, turned into a diamond. It's called a life gem, and they will take the ashes, they will superheat them till they turn into carbon, purify it, and then we'll do a lab-grown diamond for you. And I'm like, okay, we're going to do that. I'm going to take my husband's old watch that I gave him, remove the diamond that was in it, put in the diamond that was my husband in there, mixed with a little of my dog's ashes, get it cleaned up and fixed up and functional, and give it to my son. And I decided I'm going to tell him about this. And he goes, Mom, yeah, I don't wear watches. Oh, yeah, that's a really good point. You don't wear watches. Okay. Well, so now I'm trying to think, what can I do with a piece of dad diamond? I have to decide before I have it made because they will cut it to the shape I want once it's made.
Oh yeah.
Have like 50 or 60 record stylists made.
And then buy him a turntable and some records.
It
Yep.
depends on how big that diamond's going to get
You
and
decide.
what you're. Okay, well, then once you have the diamond,
Mm-hmm.
you could surround it by your husband's birthstone and make something like a brooch or
This is for a
a
guy.
pendant or a necklace.
This is no. It's got to be a guy thing because I don't wear jewelry either. My son wears
Well,
pendants. That's the only thing. But guys don't wear brooches, do they? I mean, typically it's a
Not
ring.
really.
well,
No.
typically no, but I used to when I was a kid because my mom had so many pretty ones, like a sword and giant
Oh,
spider.
I could actually get him a sword with the diamond in the pommel. That might work. That's a good thought because he would definitely wear a sword or a dragon
Yeah.
or something
What
like
you
that.
should actually look at is then a kilt pin in the shape of a sword as like a sort of an example,
Mm-hmm.
because that was technically what it was a kilt pin in the shape of a sword.
Well, since we're getting towards the end of the day, let's do one more. Anybody got a preference?
Bug disconnected.
Nope.
Is it already that time again?
Yeah, it's almost 7.
Wow.
My Mondays are crazy busy lately. Unfortunately, the post office website is down. I need to run to the post office, which I'm not looking forward to doing because it's nowhere near anything I go to today.
Doesn't today count as a Sunday,
No.
or
Not here.
is the second day of Easter not a thing there?
Not in the States, no. Yeah, when I was
No,
in...
uh,
Go ahead.
in Mexico, it's Easter Monday.
Yeah, it's Easter Monday. Most of the planet that does
Here,
Catholicism.
I
I
want
was
to
in-
say
I was in Switzerland for the Easter holiday, oh God, 40 years ago. And my sister's like, yeah, we're going to go up to Zermatt for the weekend. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So one day to get up there on Good Friday, which was a holiday. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Then we'll go back on Sunday, right? She's like, no, we'll go back on Monday. Huh? Because it's a holiday. Huh? Yeah, not a thing here. Cliff, I have an Iconian TFO, says Cliff. Gateway or Herald?
Which one's faster?
Herald!
Well, with Taz around, Herald is.
I need to
Weeboo?
wait.
Yep, we have a
Woo-woo.
reboot.
Okay. Cliff, there's
I
a
need to
Weeboo
wait
there.
a while.
Make sure you click it so we don't lose you.
Uh, 48 more minutes, then I get to launch a toy rocket.
I think it's Toy Rocket time, and it's the last one. It's the last round on these. Thank goodness. Yep, last one.
Lucky.
Hi, Fighter. How are you doing? Uh-oh. Did we get unqueued? Nope, it's there. Okay.
I've managed to catch up all but one day of all the days I lost thanks to my computer.
Ah. I have.
I skipped the first 2 days.
I skipped one day last week, or pushed it back. I got home from work and I'm less like, ugh, or from whatever I was doing. And then realized about 10 at night it's time. We're all here, we're good. Fighter says, just woke up. Me too, Fighter. It hasn't stopped me from being on the air, but it certainly has stopped me from being mentally together.
Herald forces inbound.
How do you those manuals? Not sure what you mean, Cliff. Which manuals?
Is it how to cook for 8 Moopsy in a duffel bag?
I think I have to reach out to Saab to see if she can help me make an Edna tune. I have 2 tunes that Ed started that he never got even through the tutorials. I think I'm going to replace one or both of them. Not that I don't love you, Ed. Good morning, Zez. Go.
Stop the Herald forces before they reach the gateways. Gateway opening at 10 o'clock. Gateway opening at 2 o'clock.
We just lay mines in front of the gateways.
Gateway opening at 11 o'clock. Gateway opening at 6
By the way, the EMP probes do count as destructible torps. Oops.
Gateway opening at 9 o'clock.
You get 3 manuals with the event unlock. Oh, okay.
And you can reclaim them, like...
Yeah.
Ah.
It's an account unlock, right? So you can claim them on on all your tunes, right?
Should be, yeah. 450.
Gateway opening
Hmm.
at 5 o'clock.
Have you seen the latest Fire Everything build from Stu 1701?
I have not.
I'm kinda, what should I say? I wonder if me and Stu are using the same source of inspiration when we are doing builds, because this is the second build he's done that is almost identical to one of mine.
He's tapping into your mind. He's a betazoid and reading your brains.
Kinda cool, because the odds are very, very small for us doing those things.
There is a concept out there that when an idea goes out into the universe that you think is original to you, maybe a lot of people are getting it at the same place, that somehow it's being transmitted to multiple brains at once.
By who or what?
Oh, that's it. Nobody knows who or what. It's just, the great
Well,
idea. Oh, it's out there. Everybody's getting it at the same idea. Or at the same time. Actually,
the quantum computer that
aliens.
they're currently testing does consistently prove the existence of the multiverse, then we might be capable of mentally tapping into the alternatives in said universe.
Somehow I think
So an
proving
idea
it might
that
be a bit of an overstatement.
Well, it means that every idea you could have, you have had, and you could potentially tap into from a universe where you did not have that idea yet. Which then comes into question the shared human consciousness idea.
If I may change the topic ever so slightly. See how we're blowing up all this stuff just as it hits the gateway? That's why it's just transporting in all the debris. In an alternate universe, there's a bunch of us blowing up all this stuff just as it hits the gateway. It goes flying through the gateway, and that's why when we're on the other side, we just see the debris come in.
Flying when we're
Yeah.
trying to shoot it. Yeah. That or I'm there.
Yeah. You and Taz and Ed and Chris.
Well, apparently, if I have to believe the current league standings on DPS, a lot of people.
There's an alternate universe where all you guys are just standing at gateways blowing up stuff. Just as an FYI, I am planning to go to class this evening, so I don't plan on doing a show. Subject to change.
I work 11 to 7, so
You won't be here either tomorrow, or tonight.
exactly.
Of course, you're 11 to 7. You could. How is that going?
It's work.
Hey, that's the starting part. Says, there's an alternate universe where I am a Borg killing you. We have taken over the universe. And then what? When the Borg take over the universe, then what? I mean, for humans and probably for other sentient species, take over the universe and then we colonize it and raise more food and blah 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 blah. But the Borg take over the universe and what?
I just want to get episodes of our favorite shows from different universes. Like the timeline where Cisco was played by Peter Capaldi.
ODST, good morning to you, good sir, or good ma'am. Good person.
Who's the black actor that they originally wanted for Picard?
I have no idea. Sir. Good morning, sir. Grievous finding random spam information just got spam botted. Ha 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 ha. Thank you, Pi. Thank you for the spam bot, Pi.
How many clouds? Wow, I can't see.
How long does the event run for? Like another 2 weeks? Week? Something like that?
Until 29th.
Okay, another week. I wanted to make sure I got some shots for the new intro video for next year. Yaphet Kotto, really? I like Yaphet Kotto. He would have been a good actor. He is a good actor. Was a good actor? Is he still alive?
Died in 2021.
Okay. Way back in the day, there was a television series, I think it was called The Doctors, or The Young Doctors, or The New Doctors. It was about interns on their first year at a hospital, and it included Sandra Connor, was that her name? What was her name? Sam Elliott, Yaphet Kotto, and a couple other actors, but almost everybody went on to do something. Great, where's the gateway? There it is. I think it ran 1 or 2 seasons. How was my Easter yesterday? It was painful, thank you for asking. I spent most of the day cleaning up the yard. And then I found out that they're going to have a big dumpster here on Friday, so if you want to toss out yard waste, you can just take it to the big dumpster. Which means all that has to get put onto tarp so I can haul it down to the dumpster.
You know, I want to take a peek in the universe where Mitchell Ryan got the role of Captain Jean-Picard.
That would be the year that the series didn't do well and failed in season 1. I mean, I like Mitchell Ryan, I just don't see him as a good captain. That would take a heck of a lot of writing to make that work. Oh, no, ODST, having a busy, hard-working day is not a bad day, just hard work. I like hard work. I like having a day that's very physical. So, it was very enjoyable. Thank you, and thank you for your concern.
So, do you guys want to hear a funny story about Lost in Translation?
Sure.
You know Doctors Without Borders?
Yep.
It's kind of funny because borders in Norway are pronounced grenser. What other thing in Norway sounds like that? Sweater. So for the longest time, Doctors Without Borders were sent heaps of sweaters because people were thinking they didn't have sweaters.
Oh, Lord.
Oh boy.
I love that. That is wonderful. That is just wonderful.
Kinda hilarious.
That is so good.
Totally lost in translation.
But just wonderful. Alrighty, I am out of here, everybody. I'm not planning to be here tonight, but if I don't go to class, I will be here tonight, so what the heck. Have a great one, and I will talk to you later. And as I like to say around here, find the soundboard. Stay moopsome.
Moopsy.
Moopsy, Moopsy.
Shut up, non-believer! Shut!
I like it. Musin
I will
hits
make
at
it a
this.
threesome. Do you even hear yourself?
Nice wood.
Take care, everybody. We'll talk to you later.